A long time ago, in a peaceful village called Obodo, there lived a kind-hearted girl named Neka. Neka had a special gift. She could make the most beautiful bead necklaces and bracelets anyone had ever seen. The villagers loved her for her kindness and her incredible beadwork, which made everyone smile. But not everyone was happy about Neka's talent. Her stepbrother, Chuka, was jealous. He wanted to be the best craftsman in the village and thought that as long as Neka was around, no one would notice his work. One day, Chuka decided to come up with a plan to ruin Neka's talent. He visited a sorcerer who lived deep in the forest. The sorcerer was known for making spells, both good and bad. Chuka asked for a way to make Neka's beadwork fail. The sorcerer handed Chuka a small, shiny bead. "This bead is cursed," said the sorcerer with an evil grin. "If Neka uses it, her necklace will break, and everyone will think she is not as talented as they believe," the sorcerer added. Chuka thanked the sorcerer and hurried back to the village. That evening, while Neka was working on a new necklace, Chuka sneaked into her hut. He secretly added the cursed bead to her collection and quickly left. The next morning, Neka finished her necklace and brought it to the village elders. The necklace sparkled beautifully in the sunlight and everyone admired it. But just as an elder picked it up to take a closer look, the necklace fell apart. The villagers were shocked and disappointed and started murmuring amongst themselves. Neka, heartbroken and confused, ran back to her little hut by the river, crying. She couldn't understand why her necklace had broken. It had never happened before. Next morning, as Neka sat by the river feeling sad, a wise old woman appeared before her. "Do not lose heart, Neka," the old woman said. "The bead that caused your necklace to break was cursed. To restore your gift, you must journey to the sacred grove and find the healing stone," she added. Neka wiped her tears and nodded. She knew she had to be brave and do whatever it took to regain her gift. The next morning, with renewed determination, Neka set off on her journey. She packed some food and water and began walking toward the sacred grove. The path was not easy, and she faced many challenges along the way. Neka entered a dark forest where the trees were so tall and thick that no sunlight could get through. Strange noises filled the air and shadows seemed to move. Neka felt scared, but she whispered to herself, "I can do this," and kept going. After leaving the forest, Neka came to steep, rocky hills. Her feet ached as she climbed higher and higher, but she didn't give up. She thought about the villagers and how much she loved making them happy with her beadwork. That thought gave her strength. Finally, Neka reached a wide river with rushing water. There was no bridge, but she saw some large rocks sticking out of the water. Carefully, she stepped from one rock to the next. At one point, she almost slipped, but she steadied herself and made it safely to the other side. After many days of travel, Neka arrived at the sacred grove. It was the most beautiful place she had ever seen. The trees sparkled as if they were covered in tiny diamonds, and the air smelled like sweet flowers. In the center of the grove was a glowing stone that shone with a soft, golden light, the healing stone. Neka walked up to the stone and knelt before it. She closed her eyes and prayed, "Please, help me restore my gift so I can bring joy to my village again." When she touched the stone, a warm light surrounded her, filling her with peace and energy. She knew her talent had been restored. Neka hurried back to Obodo. When she arrived, she went straight to her hut and began working on a new necklace. This time, the beads came together perfectly. The necklace was even more beautiful than any she had made before. She presented it to the villagers, who were amazed and cheered for her. Chuka watched from a distance, feeling guilty. He knew what he had done was wrong. That evening, he went to Neka and told her the truth about the cursed bead. "I was jealous of you," Chuka admitted, hanging his head. "I didn't want anyone to like you more than me, so I tried to ruin your work. I'm so sorry, Neka." Neka looked at her stepbrother. She could see that he was truly sorry. "I forgive you, Chuka," she said with a kind smile, "but you must promise never to hurt anyone like that again." Chuka nodded. "I promise. Will you teach me how to make beadwork like you?" NNEKA agreed, and from that day on, she and Chuka worked together. They created necklaces, bracelets, and other beautiful things that made the village proud. The villagers were amazed by their teamwork and celebrated their creations. NNEKA and Chuka's story became a legend in Obodo. It taught everyone the importance of kindness, forgiveness, and working together. And from then on, the village was filled with love, joy, and the sparkle of NNEKA and Chuka's beadwork.